Easter's just around the corner, so I'm going to show you how to create designs for your print-on-demand business in just 10 minutes. What's up, guys? Thanks for clicking on this video. My name is Nate Hibbert, and this is WingMan University, where we show you how to start and scale a print-on-demand business. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys some print-on-demand designs and how to take inspiration from those designs but make them your own inside of the free tool Spark. So today we're going to be starting on Pinterest. I love coming in Pinterest when I have an idea for a shirt, or I've heard an idea for a shirt on another website and I'm just looking for inspiration. It's a really good way to see lots of different designs. And so the design that we're going to be going after today is Forget the Eggs, I'm Here for the Chicks shirt. I heard this, I thought it was cute, I thought it was applicable to Easter, and so that's why I came to Pinterest to search this. So as I'm looking over all these, you can see there's lots of inspiration here, but the one that caught my eye the most was this design right here. I just like the way that it's tiered. It's got two simple images that I know for sure we could find something similar to this inside of Spark, and so this is going to be what we're creating around. I'm going to go ahead and split screen my windows here, so I'm going to put Pinterest on the left and Spark, I almost said Photoshop, Spark over here on the right, and I'm going to start designing, taking inspiration from this. And so the first thing I'm going to do is get the text in this document. I know I want the text on multiple different lines, which is definitely something we could do if we were just using one text box, but I'm going to break this up line by line so we can actually organize it a little bit better. And once again, I have not done a trademark search for this saying for this video's purpose, but if I do end up selling this, I will go and check the trademark. That is a very important thing to do. So I'm going to say forget the on the first line. We're going to add that in, and I'm going to remove the background on this and kind of move it to the area where I think I would like it to be. So I'm going to go to shapes here, scroll up so I can remove the shape on the back there, and then I'm going to duplicate this out so we don't have to do that again, and I'm going to type in egg. So I just double clicked there and I can get into editing this text, and so I can change that to say eggs. And I'm not going to align this perfectly just quite yet, but just trying to get a feel as we move down. I'm going to align this over here, or maybe on the left-hand side. I think I like it on the left-hand side a little bit better. I'm going to duplicate this again, drag this down, and change eggs to I'm hunting. So we have that typed in, we can hit done. And we're going to arrange this so it's all on one line and it's still kind of lining up. And today will be a good day to show you guys a little tip or secret that I have for how I align things without just trying to rely on the guides that they give you. I'll get to that in just one second. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this eggs word again and kind of drag it over here because this is the layout that I'm using. And I'm going to type in chicks. So now that we've kind of got the font in areas where we want it, again, it's not perfect, but just kind of getting the basic layout going here. Now I'm going to start bringing in some icons. So I need an Easter basket full of eggs, and then I'm going to be looking for a little chick that I can use as well. So I'm going to go up here to add icons, and I'm going to select, or type in rather, I'll type in Easter eggs, so it'll probably give us something a little bit closer. Easter egg, maybe eggs will give us a basket. Perfect. So I'm going to be looking for something bold, clean, and simple. If you've been watching the designs, especially these Easter designs, you'll start to notice some of these Easter baskets, but I think this one will do. It's the only one popping up right now. So we'll just go ahead and use this one, and I'm going to put this icon next to the word eggs. So we're switching up the format a little bit, and that's what I wanted to show off in this video, really, is how to take inspiration from a design. We're not just exactly copying what they have going on here. We're using a different font. We're going to be using a different layout, and we'll be using different images, but we will be using the same saying, and that's basically the only thing that's saying same, besides the idea or the intention of this shirt to show like an Easter basket with some chicks, but we're not going to be using the same exact imagery they have here. So now that I have my Easter basket added in, I'm going to go to icon, and I'm going to type in chick. Not sure exactly what this will give me, but yeah, we've got some chickens in here. This first guy on the top left looks pretty cute. Let's see what he looks like a little bit blown up. Now that I see him, I actually do think I have used him before, so I'm going to use him again, and I'm going to put him right there. And that's kind of the basic layout of the shirt. Now I'm going to go and clean this up, but the trick that I wanted to show you guys of how I would keep all of this looking somewhat organized and not so all over the place and just trying to like carefully click and drag things is actually add another icon, but I'll just add a rectangle into my design area here, and that will, oops, if I spell it right, and that will help us keep everything aligned. So we're just looking for a fairly basic rectangle, so we'll drag this one in. We're going to rotate it so it fits the way we want it inside of our design. And then I'm going to move this up to the top and then enlarge it. So this way we can keep everything kind of encapsulated in this one shape. So just going to move this into position, and then I'm actually going to bring the order all the way to the background. And I am going to change this to a color that won't conflict so much. Something like a pink is usually what I make my guides. And another thing that you can do, just a quality of life thing, this opacity slider, we can move this down just a little bit. So we're just getting an idea of kind of the border that we want to work inside of, which is nice. And I'm actually going to bump it up just a little bit to be touching the bottom of this guy's feet because I don't want this design to go too long. But this is the idea, is to design inside of here. So you can see that our words weren't quite perfectly lined up over here on the left-hand side. Our G's hanging out a little bit. So this box will just, again, give us something to design inside of. I'm really enjoying finding more balance in my designs, and this is a quick and easy way to do exactly that. So now I'm going to probably start from top to bottom is the best idea here. So I'm just going to start moving these words in place so that it's touching either side of this box, but not going over it and not leaving too much space. It's a little finicky here on Spark, but this will get you close. It's not going to be 1000% perfect like it could be if you're using Photoshop or Illustrator, but it will be much closer than just trying to like eyeball it. I'm actually going to give this a little rotation just to make it a little bit more playful. And I'm going to bump this up, and using the arrow keys is how I'm just nudging these things ever so slightly instead of trying to use the mouse and click and drag, which can be less reliable. I like using my arrow keys. So again, just resizing everything here. I've got this nice guide now, so I don't have to worry about it too much. I can grab these handles on either side and get it aligned where I want. And then just trying to, I will be eyeballing the space in between here. I could use another line or a rectangle to really line that up, but just getting a good flow. And this is something I'm doing a lot. So just trying to keep that spacing as even as possible between each line. So now this chick, I'm going to try and make a little bit bigger. And this word chicks, I do want to actually fill in this whole space, but instead of trying to find a text that's taller, I'm going to keep it the same text and just turn it a little bit. Again, just making it a little bit more playful, but keeping the same idea. So we're going to go ahead and drop that down a little bit, but I would call that design good. So we've got it all kind of inside of this rectangle. I'm actually going to go ahead and delete that out now, and the last thing we have to do is really work on the colors for this. So I do want this on darker shirts, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this text to be white. And I'm going to do every other line. So I'm going to do the eggs one color and the chicks probably a yellow color, but I want the text in between just to be white. So I'm going to do eggs. I've been trying to use a lot more blues in my design, as that is the color of the year that Pantone has deemed color of the year. So I think this is, the light blue is kind of an Eastery blue. Going to use that same exact blue on this basket here. And then I'll turn the chick yellow. Let's see if we can't find a good yellow for this chick. Maybe something a little darker. Nope, a little lighter maybe. We'll stick with that one and then make the word chick maybe a little bit lighter. Since I have them overlapping there, we don't want them to blend into each other too much. So let's see how that looks. There's some definition there. It's very light, but you can still kind of tell what's going on. And maybe we will just make this a little bit smaller and move it over even more, so you can see that that is chicks. So that's the basic layout of the shirt, and you can kind of compare and contrast, you know, what I just created quickly here on Spark and the shirt that we took inspiration from. Definitely similar, but not exactly the same. Lots of the same ideas, like we made the word chicks yellow, and the positioning is kind of have one icon over here on the right hand side, one a little bit lower on the left hand side, but definitely there are differences, and big differences between these two designs. So inspired by, yes, but copying, no. I don't have an exact timer, but I'm pretty sure that was close to under 10 minutes, which is our goal for this series, to be designing things, taking inspiration from something and designing it in under 10 minutes. And I hope that as it is closer to Easter, you guys have seen all the videos that we've put out around Easter, and that is inspiring you to go out and design or try Spark for the very first time, as it's a great tool. If you'd like to see more tips and tricks on how I'm using Spark, you can click here. And if you'd like to see more videos where I'm actually designing with this tool, you can click this lower playlist here, and that will take you there. And if you'd like to stay up to date with what we've got going on, it might not always be Spark related, but on this channel we are trying to help you guys start and scale a print-on-demand business, so you can subscribe to us down here in the corner. But until the next video, I'll see you guys around.